All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we like to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching, preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening, learning, and to Bayashid Debadat, the house of David. All right, this is Men of Valor, Las Vegas camp, coming to you through the will and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, whose father's line goes back, you would be the true biblical children of the nation of Israel. Okay, so this is not a so-called race thing. Okay, this is a heritage bloodline thing. Okay, if your father's line goes back to a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, all right, you could look like the other nations, which be a speckled bird. But if you're once again your father's line goes back to a so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, you would be a part of the 12 tribes of Israel. So the blessings and the curses of the Bible would be unto you. All right, the nation of Israel. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into these prophecies and show you through the will and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai everything that has that is to come. All right, because prophecies are popping like popcorn, whether you care to hear or whether you care to forbear. All right, it's happening. All right, there's nothing that you can do about it. Through the will and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And Abaratazah, we are those men out on the highways and byways, prophesying and making our bodies a living sacrifice. All right, so that we may be found exempt and found worthy of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's grace and glory. Okay, but without further ado, let's go ahead and get Romans 13 and 11.
This is book of Romans 13, verse 11. It reads, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believe.
For now is our salvation nearer than we believe. Okay, because prophecy is unfolding. You got China, Taiwan, America. All right, you got China shooting missiles over Taiwan. You got Japan. You got the MOT to the B. All right, you're seeing all these things in the news. You're seeing prophecies of unfold, wars and rumors of wars. Okay, you have these proxy wars. These pestilence are amping up. Here it is, the resurgence of the Icky Vicky, all right, is on a rapid rise. Okay, yeah, and the Polo brand, all right, Ralph Lauren Polo brand is on the rise. All right, stock is going up.
So the Jungle Bums.
the jungle bums are on the rise. All right, in that ABCDEFG community.
Right, you just had California and New York, declare a state of emergency. Just like what happened before. Those is, besides Texas, those are the largest states. All right, so everybody's gonna be in suit to follow afterwards.
Hey, it's a precursor for what's about to happen. All right, just as everything that happened over the seas, over in the east, all right, came over to the west. All right, famine, death. All right, here it is. You're seeing judgment being passed back and forth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, if you seen that accident in California, all right, where that woman flew through that stoplight, killing 8 people, but she survived. All right. But judgment is going out through the will and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, whether you accept it or deny it. It's judgment nevertheless. All right, prophecy is being unfolded. There is more stuff happening that is biblical. All right, you follow these scripts. Hey, you're in a good case. All right, you have the hidden secrets and the mysteries, not only to the kingdom, but of the blueprint of how it's going to end. Okay, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is about prophecy. Okay. Prophecy is to tell before it happens. All right, so that playbook that is given hey, just like as a football coach, as a soccer coach or whatever, gives you a program to Salakia gives you a playbook to understand, to know those plays. Yahweh Shemi Al Shai is no different. Okay? He gives you the playbook. All right, but you got to have the eyes to see and the ears to hear. God. Right. Number one. Yeah, number one. Yeah, hey, he's undefeated, Slakia, undefeated, number one. All right, number zero. It's number zero and number one, because what becomes before number one? Number zero. It holds the place. That would be Yahweh. All right. Number one would be Yahweh Shai. All right. So there is nothing you can do, especially without those two numbers. You can't even get to 10 without zero. All right. And if him and number one are in the same and on the same accord, what the hell you think you're going to do? All right. So there's nothing you can do. Go ahead. I know you got it.
This is Second Idris 15 and 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand. I'm going to start at 10. It says, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof.
How about Shemi Al-Shai? He said he would smite Egypt as plagues before. As plagues before. So letting you know that, hey, once again, we're in captivity. We're in bondage. This is spiritually Egypt. Slakia, spiritually Egypt, spiritually Sodom and Gomorrah, spiritually Rome. All right. This is it in the land of America. All right. What you so believe on and what you hold so fast and true. When immigrants come to get a piece of this golden glory. All right. The white picket fence in the place of gold, which is a fucking lie. All right. Whether you care to understand it or not. All right. At the end of it all, you start to see that this place has been detrimental to you, to the world. All right. Western philosophy has taken over the world, and the world is in a worse case because of it. All right. Look in the Middle East. All right. Everybody's trying to kick the colonizer out. All right. So-called white man. All right. And his philosophy, his doctrine. Okay. The do as thy will, the Aleister Crowley spirit. Okay. There is nothing that has really been in so much beneficial to your so-called country or to your countrymen or women. All right. That is in a Western philosophy. All right. You have lost your values, not continuing in your ways. All right. Your heritage has been defiled by the Western philosophy, no matter what nation you're a part of, because the colonizer has colonized the whole planet. All right. And has put forth his philosophy throughout the whole planet, even though you were confederate with him. All right. All you other nations were confederate with him. Right. Whether you be Chinese, Japanese, African, all right, Arabic, it doesn't matter. All right. Your upper echelon was confederate with him. And now you have laid in bed with that snake. And so now you got to partake a part of the same sufferings as that serpent. Okay? God, that's not escaping the 2/3 of our own nation, of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the speckled birds that look like them, who follow after the doctrine and the belief that America's system and the Western philosophy is the way of life. All right, to believe that a so-called white man is the most high. All right, and believing on the philosophy thereof, that he's coming to save everybody. All right, it's not us. It's not us that can save. It's Yahweh Shemi Al Shai that will save his nation and his people, pursuant to the book of Matthew, chapter 1 and verse 21. All right, he came to save his people. All right, you got something else on that?
I got something else.
Okay, it's gonna be after the free East guy.
Now this is book of Sirach 14 and 5. It says, "He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods."
If he's evil unto himself and to his own nation, all right, how can he be good to anyone else? He hasn't been good to himself. Hey, and you know that because it is this same devil, all right, who created the Emancipation Proclamation that took the rights from his people, gave them a buffer, all right, gave them a buffer to allow them to get that financial wealth gap, all right, between the so-called Negro and the white man, all right, to get that financial wealth gap, but put everybody back in slavery and put their own nation in slavery. So even though you have a wealth gap, all right, and you can do more things and go more places and travel a little bit more freely, you still kept your own nation in slavery. All right, you are the devil that the Bible speaks of. You cannot do anything other than be your fucking self. All right, because you are once again the devil and the serpent that the Bible speaks of, the so-called white man, woman, and child. All right, excluding none.
Tell that he's evil to his own people. That's why this the opium pandemic. That affected a lot of his own ancestry line.
Right, lost 2 generations.
Because just as Jake be in the ghettos and everything, they got those what they call trailer trash. Those white people that live in poor income. Actually, it's a fact that so-called white man uses more welfare and
all the
government assistance than the minorities, the so-called minorities. All right. So, but really nowadays the majority. Another thing I want to bring out is the elder out here did a video on that Dr. Yuval Noah Harris. I don't know what his last name is, but and it proves during that interview he said that when the flood comes, their scientists are gonna build them a ship, all right, to escape everything. And that's going into population control, because it's written in they it was written in the Georgia Guidestones that it had to be under 500 million. All right, and right now the world's population is about 7 billion. And the scriptures also say that he's a madman sparing none. So when those draconian measures come down, all right, martial law, and he sent out those UN troops, to prevent all the riots and protests against the government, and against their new world order. All right, he's going to be killing, locking up Jake, locking up anybody who stands against him. All right, you can see that they starting to demonize those that speak against the government. Alex Jones being one of them. All right, he just got a lawsuit, for saying something false about Sandy Hook. But we know that these last little shootings and everything that happened this year, they were all psyops, man. Because there ain't no way that an 18-year-old can afford, $20,000 in armor, military armor. All right, and then you have the cops outside. I'm talking about the Texas shooting, but the cops outside weren't even doing anything. All right, so just because, but what's that leading up to is that everything that Alex Jones said on his platform, they're gonna try to take it away as a conspiracy theory and false information. So now everything that he speaks about is void because they're trying to demonize and just they're pretty much messing up his reputation. Right, they're slandering his reputation and everything that he says. So and Alex Jones talked about the grant of rights. All right, he talked about the blackouts, all right, that are bound to happen. They got a big ass new casino or stadium that they building down here that's supposed to light up like the moon. All right, and when that happens, I'm sure more blackouts are gonna happen in this city.
It's just like too. Don't forget about the technology aspect of it too. Hey, those robo dogs and so on forth is going to be there with the UN troops. All right, here it is. Technology has already showed you that it doesn't care about humans from the little boy playing chess. All right, and broke his finger. All right, yeah, the AI robot. Yeah, I believe so. I believe it was in China. It was a chess tournament. All right, and he tried to cheat the robot, and the robot said, "Hell no! All right, you ain't cheating." All right, and if these robots are self-aware, and it is to make if it is to make things better, it's no different than what you see on so-called cartoons. All right, hidden in plain sight. They're hiding it in plain sight, letting you know if these robots and stuff are self-aware and humans are the factoring problem, then what do you got to do? You got to get rid of the problem. All right, iRobot. All right, what is it called? Soldier, Bionic Man, Universal Soldier. All right, all these movies and everything to deal with this AI technology, as in Robot with Robin Williams. All right, hey, here it is. You no longer need women for their womb. All right, you no longer need the father for the seed. All right.
Esau slipping his things upside down.
Like, right.
He's putting babies in male bellies, and he got them harvesting like chickens in a farm, man.
In a bag.
Actually for these babies as well.
Right. Hey, this is no different than the Matrix style programming that has been here and that has continued. All right, and it has just gotten better as far as technology has moved forth.
And another thing with these robots and AI is that they already identify you, Jake, as criminals.
Sure.
So they're already racial profiling.
Hey, because they have already been taught. All right, this is the platform that they have been able to go off of. This is the information that has been uploaded in their system. All right, throughout the ages of technology, putting in case files and so on and so forth.
Judah was the number one Facebook.
All right, so the common denominator is that, hey, these people are better than these people. All right, but if these people are acting like this, take these people out too. All right, and this is just speaking as a man. All right, for the technology portion, but nevertheless, if you look into the technology, you'll see it. God, you gotta break.
This is Ezekiel 21 and verse 9. It says, "Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord. Say a sword is sharpened and also furbished." Right? Because these devils already made the instruments, to take down or to attempt to take down the Israelites, and prevent them from regaining that, or preventing them to regaining salvation. All right.
But 2/3 of our nation are going to fall by the sword. All right, by pestilence, by the sword, through believing on this devil and believing on his ways. Okay, following after this system, hey, leads you unto death. Okay. What is it? Romans 8:6, and it reads, for being carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. All right, and following after this devil's system is going to lead you to death. All right, not having a spiritual mind, not believing and understanding that the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, and leaning upon the understanding in this book. All right, being taught by the men that came before you, starting off with Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ramla, Apostle Rakam. All right, and the men that teach the same doctrine and who follow the orders of those men. All right, to be spiritually minded, to give yourself over unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay?
This is Romans 13, in verse. I'm gonna start at verse 3. It says, "For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same."
So if you submit yourself to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, should you not have praise amongst them? All right, should you not be looked at that as that much more precious, that much better? All right, for not only being obedient, all right, but for the service that you're performing.
That's That's who receives that protection from the Most High. So the power that He put in place doesn't come down with wrath towards you. All right. Yahweh Shema Shai, directs that wrath to a vessel worthy of dishonor. All right, to 2/3. All right. And this is the point I wanted to get. It says, for He is the minister of the Most High to thee for good. All right, because that chastisement that He's putting down on Jake, really because the Most High is trying to get them to come back, through repentance, and this is the chastisement, that must be taking place as atonement.
The sword of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is Esau Edom. All right,
It's a whipping stick.
it's a whipping stick.
Continuing on, it says, but if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. All right. So when you're going against the law, statutes, and commandments that the Most High put out, when you bucking up against these police officers out here, all right, because that's the power of that's Esau's sword, more so, same with the gun, but the police, do the dirty work. All right, so when you buck up against the police, that's why your ass get shot, Jay. That's why more things escalate from a bad situation to make it worse. All right, just like what's his name, Brandon Calloway out in what was that, Mississippi or Texas or Tennessee?
Yeah, running away from the cops.
Right, ran away from the cops after a stop, or he ran a stop sign, ran into the house. Police busting, even though what the police did was wrong, right? Busting in the house, beat his ass inside of the house, had him looking like a bloody mess. All right, now he's suffering mental mental damage, right? It says, and this is the point I wanted. It says, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain. I mean, he gonna use it, man. He gonna use his authority to try to kill you. And you grab that in Psalms 37 and 32 real quick.
Yeah, he didn't create the sword so he wasn't going to use it. He created it so he could use it. All right.
37, 32.
And just in case he needed to use it, and he knew he would have to use it for 2/3 of the nation of Israel, as well as these other nations.
Psalms 37 and 32. The wicked watches the righteous and seeketh to slay him.
God, the wicked watches the righteous. Slack it. All right. So the wicked 2/3 and the wicked of the other nations, chiefly Esau, Edom. All right. 2/3 slack it. The wicked, all right, is watching the men of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, to try to cast fault on them. All right, try to do the blame game. All right, hey, they didn't do this didn't happen. That they didn't do this. All right. You go.
Now let me finish this real quick. This is back in Romans 13. I'm going to start back at the top of 4. It says, for he is the minister of the Most High to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain. For he is the minister of the Most High, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. All right. So verse 5, it says, wherefore ye must needs be subject, not only for wrath, but also for conscience sake. And hey, that explained exactly what went wrong with that dude out in Tennessee, man. Now he got mental damage. All right. It says for conscience sake, because when you're doing something wrong, you expect something bad to happen. And what do our people do? Continue to dwell and live in wickedness. Selling drugs, doing drugs, killing people. Living in that gangster, thanks to Tupac, living in that thug life, right? Right, and then thanks to the escalation of hip hop, all right, now it being drill music, all right. That's all they have learned to do wicked more than the wicked, all right.
Revelation 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil came down unto you, having great wrath, because he know that he hath but a short time.
Yahweh Shem Yahushua said, woe unto you, all right, that dwell in the heavens and the earth. All right. Hey, the devil is coming down with that great wrath, and it is sanctioned by him. Okay, the sanction is for this time to happen, this time to come. All right, and the beginning of sorrows and woes are here. All right, you are seeing it across the board. Hey, you've seen it before. These pestilence and pandemics. All right, you've seen it slowly coming, but surely. All right, you might not have accepted as much as you do now. All right, if you have the eyes to see and the ears to hear. All right, but you knew something was changing. You knew something was up. Something was in the air. All right.
This is Romans 13 and 11. And that knowing the time, that none it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than we believe.
All right, now it's high time to wake, and our salvation is nearer than we believe. All right, so don't think that this place is going to last another 70, 100 years. All right, 50 years, 40 years, 30 years, 20 years. All right, 10 years. Abaratazana. We know not the time nor day, but if we're paying attention to the Bible, all right, pay attention to the prophecies, hey, it's rolling and it's wrapping on up. All right, it's wrapping on up, and there's nothing that anyone can say or do, all right, to change prophecy of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
Second Esdras 16 and 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. All right. Hey, and that word insurrection real quick. It means this Google definition of violent uprising against an authority or government. You know, and the violent uprising isn't going to come from the prophets that are doing the work on the highways and byways. No, that's going to come from within, the followers. This is going to be like January 6th. Who would the Israelites weren't, or the other BHI groups weren't up there. All right, breaking into the White House. No, that was their own people. So that's the sedition amongst men, coming out to play. And everybody who stands up against the government, is going to get took, all right, by Esau Edom. All right, and then continuing on in verse 71, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. All right, because those that fear the Lord, are the elect of Israel. All right, and that's who's going to be receiving, this hell or the persecution, for believing in this Bible, because it's contrary to what these devils have out to play. All right, they don't want you to know the truth. That's why they do whatever power is in their hand. Mainly the mainstream media. All right, and the laws, to X out you.
Yahweh Shem Yahushua is not playing. That's why, once again, Yahweh Shem Yahushua said his word, roughly paraphrasing scripture, would not return unto him void. All right? It has to happen. It has to happen, and it has to happen the way he said it's going to happen. All right? This is his word. All right? He is not a man that he should repent. Okay? That was it. Go ahead. Yeah.
Jeremiah 30 and 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
Time of Jacob's trouble. Jacob's trouble is the best worst time on this planet. All right, the best time for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and you speckled birds who believe on the testimony of Yahweh Yahushua. All right, but the worst time for the rest of the world. All right, and 2/3 of our own nation. All right, 2/3 of our own nation that believe on the false doctrine of Jesus. All right, that believe in Buddha, that believe in Caesar's Christo, that believe in Muhammad. All right, hey, you got a terrible time and a terrible case coming to you, excluding none. All right, man, woman, or child, mother, or father, sister, or brother, auntie, uncle, nephew, or niece. All right, grandma, or grandpa. All right, infant, or a baby in the womb. Nobody's exempt. Okay?
Even if
Con, you got to answer.
That passed away a little bit too early. You know, hey, the Most High gonna bring them back. All right,
God, for that judgment.
For that ultimate death. It says in 2 Corinthians, 5, I believe the 10th verse, that everybody must stand before the throne. Yahweh Shai. For judgment.
No respecter of persons. Yahweh Shai is not a respecter of persons. Do not care who you are, all right, but cares whose you are, all right? Is Al-Shaddai, the king of terrors, demon-like power, all right? Go ahead.
This is Second Ezra 15:5. Behold, said Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, I will bring pledges upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. So that's everything that's going to be going down in Jacob's trouble.
Right. Famine, death, and destruction. Famine, death, and destruction. So you women and men out there who got little babies, right? If those babies die in your arms, you're going to be looking at them as a meal. And even if they don't die in your arms, you still might be looking at them as a meal. All right, because you're gonna figure, hey, I can't afford to or have the resources to feed this child, so I might as well go ahead and take this baby out of its misery. All right, and get me something to eat. All right, you're gonna be eating shoes and belts and anything you can to try to quiet that stomach hunger and pain. All right, mud pies and shit like that. All right, but there's gonna be no nutritional value. Yahweh Shem Shai might do you so bad that you might have a steak in front of you and you can't even get to it. Why? Because you're malnourished. All right, you ain't got no strength. All right. Yeah, eating their own. Hey, boo-boo platters. All right. Hey, and there's even more pestilence. All right. Through all this, and think about it, through all this time, toilets ain't gonna be flushing, diseases ain't gonna be getting taken care of, there's no antibiotics, there's no nothing. All right, everything is gonna amp up. Everything.
And when sewage system ain't working right, that's makes everybody more vulnerable to disease.
God, hey, and
that's like when the Black Plague was going.
Yeah, I was just about to say it's gonna be more respiratory. All right.
And then you gotta think that these little rodent animals and stuff, they're gonna be carriers.
Right. Biting and scratching and ticks and fleas and all kinds of shit.
Then you don't got the access to the prevention, for it.
Yeah. You already got shortage. You're gonna have shortages of food, which you're seeing now. All right. Shortages on tampons, which you're seeing now. All right.
But you don't want to believe it, though.
Shortages on medical.
It's gonna be second levels,
You there? 16.
16 and like 21. And I'm gonna grab the other one out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 16. 16, 21.
Yeah, here's a glasses for this probably.
Second Ezra 16:21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in a good case.
Oh, you should think yourself to be in a good case, hey, because that dollar menu was still there. Here it is, the dollar menu's not even there anymore. All right.
So people still have that mentality.
Right. It's only a couple of cents.
I was talking to this dude could have been in the store the other day, saying, I was talking about gas and everything, inflation. He's like, it's crazy, these prices, but I'm like, yeah, and what's crazier is that the gas, even though it's been going up, these gas companies have the biggest quarter-to-quarter profit margin, since 2008. So they getting richer as their resources is going out as well.
Yeah.
All right, that tells you the the pride of the devil, man. He benefits off of
Yourself.
yeah, exactly. So, but he was saying, yeah, but if you invest in those companies, that kind of offsets everything. Well, the regular person ain't gonna know to
What
do
do you
that,
what do you got to invest?
and you ain't making that same profit that these companies are making.
Right, but what does Jake have to invest? What do most Jakes have to invest? How can you invest with when you live paycheck to paycheck if you ain't got it? All right, there's nothing that can be invested. All right, hey, and here it is. The price of power is going up, but yet Warren Buffett is still, hey, he's charging more for power, but he's paying the same price for gas. All right, but he's saying, hey, I'm just going to pass the cost on to who? The consumer. All right, because I got money and I get it at wholesale value. All right, so it's not costing me nothing, but it leaves me the room, hey, to charge you more. Hey, you gotta thank the capitalism. All right, you gotta think to be able to do what you want to do in these unrighteous decrees that are set forth. All right, here it is. This is what you need to survive in this day and time. It's like, who lives without internet? Okay, you can barely live without internet today, barely. Oh, and that's only for a time.
That's gonna really mess up the younger generation too. Because they ain't gonna know how to get over it.
God,
They don't know how to use a map.
no sense of direction.
Right. You ask a woman how to get somewhere without using Google Maps, she a lost puppy.
God, hey, she can't even remember where she drove last week. All right, and she drive there all the time.
She don't even know how to get to work. Drive there every day.
No, hey, yeah, I'm about to show you how shots go. All right.
And even then, shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
Hey, sword, famine, and great confusion are going to grow upon earth. So if it's going to grow, what does that mean? More abundant. All right, more of it's going to happen. More confusion. She didn't know where her job was. All right, so if she don't know where her job is, now she don't know where the house is. All right, because hey, everything is becoming frantic. She's getting frantic. He's getting frantic. All right, of what's going on in the times that are here. All right, death and confusion, famine. All right, you're not going to be able to go to your neighbor and say, hey, can I get up all that cup of sugar? All right, your neighbor is going to be like, get the fuck from my door. All right, and then he's going to break into your house and take whatever you got and rape your woman at the same time, your daughter or your son. All right, these are the times that we're coming into. Yahweh Shem Yahushai, once again, is not a respecter of persons, and this is not a time where you should be playing around. All right, you should not believe that this system is going to save you. All right, that this land of America is here for you. All right, it is not a resource set up for its own people. All right, who are of this nation. All right, and not captives in this nation.
First Thessalonians 5, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
Done. And we're almost at that point where it's peace and safety being said. All right, but as travail upon a woman. All right, when those labor pains surpass a woman's womb, all right, she's about to deliver that baby, all she wants to do is push that bitch out. All right, she just stops. Everything stops. Those labor pains start hitting. Yeah, her water breaks. Oh, that's all I want. All I want is to get this done and get this over with. All right, get this baby out of me so I can see the fruits of my labor. All right, so I can see what we have created. All right, that's what the woman wants. I want to see what we have created and finally done with this cultivation process. All right, so now that this process is done, it's going to be for the beauty. The beauty is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans and the speckled birds, all right, who believe on the testimony of Yahweh Yahweh Shai are going to come into full effect. All right, that the kingdom of heaven will come to fruition. All right.
Or makes it directly, is the adverse, the contrary side, to Jeremiah 30:7, because they that shall not escape is going to be the 2/3, in the wicked, and then those that escape is going to be the elect, pertaining to Zechariah 13 and 8.
Right, that is that 1/3. All right, they will be able to see that glory, that beautification of Yahweh Yahweh Shai's kingdom. All right, get to see the things that are starting to come into play. All right, that we, Abaratazah, we are those men will be able to witness firsthand. Got something?
Second Ezra 16 and 73 says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, they shall be tried as gold in the fire.
Hey, shall be tried as gold in the fire. Abaratazah, we're being tried now. All right, through the will and power of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. All right, making our bodies a living sacrifice out here on the highways and byways. All right, following the orders of Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ramla, Apostle Rakal, and men that are over us. All right, sticking to the script. All right, giving the truth, giving the truth 144%, and speaking that right doctrine. All right, and unadulterated truth. All right, making our bodies a living sacrifice, Abaratazah, for the will and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right, sparing none. All right, sparing none when it comes to giving you the prophecy, no matter what nation you're of. All right, not holding back.
That word, it means chosen. All right. So during these times, the elect's going to be safe because they call on the true power.
Sure.
Plain and simple, and rehearsing the righteous acts. That's the main separation. Right. Definitely.
What is
Oh yeah. Okay. Say 13. This is Mark 13:5. It says, and Yahweh Shai answering them began to say, take heed lest any man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Mashiach, and shall deceive many.
Hey, and this is what you see false prophets doing right now. All right, coming in the name, so-called of Yahweh Shai. All right, Yahweh Yahweh Shai, calling him Yahushua. All right, calling him Jebus. All right, hey, taking this book for filthy lucre's sake. All right, making profit off of this heritage. Okay, hey, here it is. These are the things that Yahweh Shai told you to watch out for. All right, these are one of the signs of the end times. Okay, do I continue?
Verse 7, and when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled. For such things must needs be, but the end shall not be yet.
All right, so hey, these things need to happen. All right, wars and rumors of wars. You're seeing missile shot and everything, even though it's not today. Even though it's not today, this very day, this very moment. All right, these are the things to watch for. These have to happen. It has to go a certain way so that prophecy and his word can be fulfilled. All right, to the T. All right, though it tarry, wait for it, because it surely will not tarry. Okay? Yeah.
For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdoms against kingdom. There shall be earthquakes in diverse places. There shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrow.
Are we not in the middle of a food crisis? I'm sorry, at the beginning. We're in the middle. middle some places, but beginning here on the Western Hemisphere. All right, but the middle for some places. All right, hey, earthquakes in diverse places. How many earthquakes has there been within the last 5 years that have been so-called almost catastrophic? All right, tornadoes. All right, floods. All right, fires. All right. How many more natural disasters, or what they call it in the insurance world, acts of God, all right, have to happen for you to start understanding the time that it is about? All right. That's why Yahweh Shem Yahushua said it is about high time to awake. All right. These are the signs. All right. Signs. What are signs for? If a sign says go left, go right, what is it? It's a warning. All right. So that you understand that it's that very moment. All right. That there is something that needs to be done. All right.
Proverbs 3 and 5, it says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thy own understanding.
God, you have to trust in the Lord with all your heart. You have to trust on Yahweh Shah with all your heart. All right. You have to know that, hey, he is here for his nation. That you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans could possibly see salvation. All right. If you're of his elect number, if you're chosen. All right. If you believe upon his testimony. All right.
Verse 6 says, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path.
In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. He will lead you where you need to go, as that stop sign. All right. As that sign go to the left, that sign go to the right. All right. 2 doors down. All right. He is directing you where you need to go. If you have the ears to hear and the eyes to see. All right. And that's all through the will and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Through what? Election. All right. Through the election process that was ordained since the beginning. All right. For who? The nation of Israel. 1/3 of the nation of Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the speckled birds whose father's line goes back. It's nobody else, no other nation. All right? You can like it, you can deny it, we don't give a shit. Yahweh Shem Yahushua doesn't give a shit. All right? It is his word that will remain true and stand for how long? An eternity. All right? And you figure that out.
Brothers out here doing this work, that are doing it in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, that's who the rest of the lake gets those signs from. All right, because those mysteries were given unto the prophets.
Oh.
Right. Back in Mark 13 and verse 9, it says, "But take heed to yourselves, for they shall deliver you up to councils, and in synagogues ye shall be beaten, and ye shall be brought before rulers and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them."
God, so Yahweh Shem Yahushua said, take heed to yourself. Know that this job doesn't come without affliction. All right, no, being a prophet of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, or even believing on the testimony of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, does not come without affliction. All right, there is affliction that is to come unto you. All right, because the servant is not greater than the master. All right, and who's our master? Yahweh Shai. All right, so if he put his own son, all right, to suffer affliction for his nation, how much more his other sons? How much more his daughters? All right, how much more hell are they going to have to receive? All right, if you're not better than the one he placed to be there for you, to bring you on back to him, know that it comes with a cost. All right, and accept and bear your cross. Abaratazah, we are able to bear it until the end, through the will and power of Yahweh Yahushua.
This is in Matthew 10:38. It says, "And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me."
Hey, if you can't take up your cross and bear it daily, all right, bear it daily. You're not worthy of Yahweh Yahushai. You're not worthy to be called his disciple, called the son or daughter of Yahweh Yahushai. All right, to be called anything thereof. All right, you were unto him as an abomination. Okay, because you care not to hearken unto his word. All right, you choosing to lean upon your own understanding and go with the philosophies of the world. All right, matter of fact, hold Romans 8. Okay, go ahead on Mark 14, verse 14. So yeah. Yeah.
Mark 13:13 says, "Ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved."
Same shall be saved that believe upon his name, believe upon the testimony of Yahweh Yahushai. All right, this is the only way that you shall see salvation. Okay, is by the name and rehearsing the righteous acts of Yahweh Yahushai. All right, it's not through the law, because we cannot keep the law perfectly. Okay. Yeah.
But when ye shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, standing where it ought not, let him that readeth understand. Then let them that be in Judea flee to the mountains.
Okay. And so what was that prophecy of Daniel? Right? Matter of fact, we should get it. Yeah. All right. Hey, but nevertheless, hey, what happened? Are we not the people of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai? Even though that prophecy even though that has happened 4 times, all right, happens again. Right? What do they say? History repeats itself. All right. 70 AD. Look that up just for verification. Sorry.
We're talking about 70 years.
My phone threw me off because you started listening to it. But I have it threw me off. I was like, what? So I wanted to verify that right. Okay.
I knew it was 70.
Yeah, just one, the instructions. 7.
So we go
Next started April to 7. Right. Yeah.
This was Yahushua. The siege of Jerusalem was the decisive event of the first Jewish-Roman war, in which the Roman army, led by future Emperor Titus, besieged Jerusalem, the center of Jewish rebel resistance in Roman province of Judea.
So once again, as they say in history repeats itself, right? Everything that happened 4 times happened for our learning. Okay, to know and to understand that Yahushai has a process, all right, and progress is a process. The process that we have to go through is from being a disobedient children to bringing us back into remembrance how to be obedient unto Yahushai. All right, in the order that is set therefore. Okay.
That was pretty much time where the Israelites in Jerusalem, they were already under Roman authority, but they gave them the totality of that power. They lost their temple and whatnot.
Such as we have now. All right. It's just not a temple made with hands. All right. We lost our temple. We lost who we were as a nation. So therefore, we lost the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. All right. We had no temple to call upon. All right. We could not bow down. Hey, Yahweh Shai said, I will not hear your prayers. All right. He took his name from us. All right. And that's how we became bywords. Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. This is a disgrace. All right. But it was necessary for our disobedience. All right. Now you have the men out on the highways and byways, and the 1/3 who believing, the rest of the multitude of the 1/3 that are believing on the testimony of Yahweh Yahushai, crying out to Yahweh Yahushai each and every day. Brothers doing videos day and night. All right. Brothers out on the highways and byways, giving it all they got, whatever their measure that Yahushai has given unto them. All right. And Abaratazah, once again, we be those men. All right. Giving our due diligence to be seen as faithful, true, and worthy of mercy and grace of Yahweh Yahushai. You got something?
No, and I just, that's what led into the diaspora. So it goes the siege of Jerusalem, from the Romans, led to our nation being scattered about, even more so.
Hey, if that's not a punishment, you don't know what is. All right, not to be able to call on your power, and your power is literally the creator of all things.
And that was mainly the Southern Kingdom, and they fled into North Africa and different parts of Europe. Northern Kingdom was already there. They fled during
Romans 8:36. For to be carnal minded is death, but to be spiritual minded is life and peace.
Right. So to be carnally minded, to think after the ways of the philosophy of this world, is to be carnally minded. To think after that this thing is going to continue in this place here is carnally minded. All right. To think that you can change your situation. All right. To make it better case that you're going to escape the judgment is carnally minded. Whether you're hiding in a bunker or whatever you decide that you're doing, going up to space or whatever. All right. That's your feeble mind. All right. Go ahead.
Because a carnal mind is enmity against the power.
Because the carnal mind is enmity against Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. All right. There's it is adverse. All right. There's nothing you can do. There's no, you could drop it. There's nothing you can do against Yahweh Yahushua or his order or his prophecy. All right. Hey, what is it? You cannot do anything against the truth, only for the truth. All right. Roughly paraphrasing scripture. Okay, go ahead.
For it is not subjected to the law of the power, neither indeed can be. 8. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua.
God. So we can't please Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua just by being in the flesh. All right. So that's why we give our due diligence through the will and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, making our bodies a living sacrifice. Abaratazah through grace and mercy. All right. That our spirit is found acceptable. All right. And that we are of that number. All right. Of that 1/3. First and foremost, of that 144,000. All right, because you thinking that you'll be able to do something unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua in his prophecy is once again enmity. Right?
Romans 8 and 16, the Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of the power.
And this is why we believe, because the Spirit bears witness, all right, that we have the testimony of Yahweh Yahushai. All right, we believe on the full testament of Yahweh Yahushai. All right, that Yahweh sent his only begotten son, Yahushai, for the nation of Israel. All right, and only for the nation of Israel. That all these prophecies would be fulfilled. That grain of rice is going to trap a lot of you niggas up. All right, it's going to trap a lot of you niggas up. All right, and you so-called niggas that are in the faith, it's going to trap you up. All right, because you don't fully believe on the testimony of Yahweh Yahushai. All right?
(17) And if children, then heirs, heirs of the power, and joint heirs with the Mashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be glorified together.
God, so we are given our due diligence through the will and power of Yahweh Yahushai, that we may be heirs. All right, that our spirit bears witness that we may be heirs, that we are willing to follow. All right, willing to follow, to be able to lead in the end, to still follow. All right, every man of Yahweh Yahushai has no problem with following. All right, you have to follow before you lead. Okay, and who are we to follow in this day and time? First and foremost, Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ramla, Apostle Rakam. All right, the men that are set up over you. All right, Slakia, the men who are set up over you, all in decency and order. All right, because Yahweh Yahushai has order to everything. And if you're not following the order, guess what that makes you? Adverse. What is adverse to Yahweh Yahushai? I don't know. Esau, Edom, the ways of the Western philosophy. All right, believing on anything outside of Yahweh Yahushai is adverse. All right, you would be the what? Antichrist. All right, you got a free. God, and matter of fact, you can pull that. Yeah, many of us. Yeah, you can pull that one. Oh no, that that works. We were talking about that one too.
It's John 15. I'm gonna start at 13. It says, "Greater love hath no man than this day, that a man lay down his life for his friends."
Hey, and who laid down their life for his friends? All right, who? There's only been but one. All right, the one that they speak of in this book that laid it down for his friends. All right, that is talking about it is Yahushai. All right, he said, "You are my friends."
Verse 14. "Ye are my friends if ye do whatsoever I command you."
So who did he lay his life down for? His friends. What did he command them to do? The will of his Father. All right, him and his Father on one accord. Therefore, that will was his will as well. All right, because Yahushua is what? The spirit of prophecy. All right, to prophesy the things that are coming before, because his Father told him so.
Verse 15. "Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth."
Hey, a servant waits for an order. All right, waits for the order and has no idea. You're just there waiting on a beck and call. Right? Yes, we are servants of Yahweh Yahushai, but we are friends of Abaratazah. All right, Abaratazah, we are those men. All right, the prophets of Yahweh Yahushai are friends. Okay, putting forth his testimony and preaching and teaching his will. All right, not waiting for the order, but giving the order, being the mouthpiece, right? Out on the highways and byways, proclaiming Yahweh, why Yahushai's, guess what? Claiming their direction, right? The laws, statutes, and commandments to move forward, all right? To make it through. Here's the blueprint, take it and go. Follow the playbook.
But I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father I have made known unto you.
Everything that he heard from his father, that his father has told him, he told to his disciples. All right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American men. All right, the chosen. All right, the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel he had called unto to tell the rest of the multitude of the 1/3 and everybody else. All right, but you're not going to hear it or accept it if you're not a part of that 1/3. All right. Hey, and call halal Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We have the ears to hear and the eyes to see.
That's the beginning of the mystery. The brothers out here, teaching and preaching this truth. That's what is the difference. That we have that purpose. We have knowledge of the purpose, and we're doing this with purpose, right? And knowing the things for it to come, knowing the consequences of repercussions, knowing the cost of counting the cost before you take that action.
That we stay faithful and true. Abaraksa.
And that's what he said. He gave us he made us friends instead of servants. And then back in Romans 8:16 or 17, we're joint heirs. So everything that Yahweh Shai got, the elect is going to get as well. Hey, what did Yahweh Shai get? Everything. He said, Matthew 28:18. All power is given unto me. So all power, is going to be given unto the elect, Lord will. All the mansions and the different worlds.
This is 1 John 2:18. Little children, it is the last time, and as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come, even known are there many antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time.
There are many antichrists. That's adverse, right? If you are not about the word of Yahweh Yahushai, if you believe on false doctrine, you are therefore an antichrist, right? If you believe that everybody can be saved, all right, and it's not for the nation of Israel and Israel alone, then you are considered unto the antichrist, all right? If you believe that you can eat shrimp, pork, and lobster, all right, outside of the law, and then you say a blessing and it's going to be covered, you are therefore likened unto the antichrist. All right, if you believe that the ABCDEFG is just he hates the sin and not the sinner, you are the antichrist. All right, because you're leaning upon your own understanding and not giving heed unto the word of Yahweh Yahushai. All right.
Matthew 13:11, he says, he answered, I'm sorry, 10, the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables?
So the disciples said, hey, Yahushai, why are you speaking to them in a parable, in a similitude of something else? Why are you speaking to them like that? All right, and this is the disciples asking the Most High Son, the only begotten, Yahushai, who you ignorantly call Jebus. All right? This is the men that he's teaching, asking a question. Hey, and it goes to show you the questions need to be asked so you can understand. All right, go ahead.
Verse 11 says, he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given.
But it was given unto you. Who? You. All right, if this word resonates with you. All right, if you have the ears to hear and the eyes to see, it was given unto the disciples first. All right, it was given unto the 12, and ultimately the 144,000. All right, the 144,000 elect men proclaiming and preaching the name of Yahweh Yahushai. All right, believing upon the testimony in the measure that they were given. And then the rest of the multitude of the 1/3. All right, believing. All right, having faith, having conviction of Yahweh Yahushai, knowing that there is nothing else. All right, there's no other doctrine that can overtake Yahweh Yahushai, because everything is false and an abomination unto Yahweh Yahushai. Okay?
Isaiah 60:8 says, "Also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send? Whom will go for us? Then said I, Here am I, send me."
God. And who is that that he sent? His only begotten.
And he said, "Go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not."
God. So Yahweh sent his only begotten Yahushai. Yahushai sent the disciples that Yahweh gave him. All right? Which is the elect. The 144,000 elect men to tell you. All right? To tell you the mysteries in the kingdoms, to tell you the mysteries in the glory of the kingdom of heaven. Hey, to give you what? The good news. What is the good news? All right? That it's almost over. We almost out of here. All right? That Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is coming back to pass judgment. All right? Prophecy is being fulfilled. Yeah, well, I was yeah. So, no, the water. But it, and ultimately, because what is Isaiah? What was he a part of? He was a prophet, part of the elect. All right, giving that so he can give it. Hey, give this to him, to give it to him, to give it to him. So everybody that's of my court, everybody that's of my house, everybody that's eating at this table. All right, breaking it down in layman's terms, everybody who eat with me. All right, street term, everybody who eat with me. All right, gets this and pushes this message out. All right. Hey, this came from the top on down. All right. There is no other that is that can be justified. All right, because the order is given through Yahweh unto Yahushai unto his disciples. All right, through the 12 and through the men that come after them. All right, to preach and proclaim the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and to give the testimony of Yahweh Yahushai. All right, from men of old unto men today. All right, starting with Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ramla, Apostle Rakal. All right, the elders and the deacons and the bishops and everybody underneath. All right, that follow the same doctrine, that follow the true order of Yahweh Yahushai. All right. You have something else. We're done with Romans. I thought I had something else to learn. Right? Hey, but jump over there. All right, so knowing that there's the prophecies are coming, and that that grain of rice is knocking at the door, whether y'all see it, whether y'all hear it or not. All right, it's in the news. It's been there. They just passed how much was it? 13 billion. I'm sorry, it was 76. My stupidity. All right, 76 billion for manufacturing of more products that need processors, right? That need these processors to run these devices, right? These certain devices and devices that they might choose for you, all right? To be that universal soldier, to be that soldier, all right? That grain of rice, all right? To get into your doors, to get into your stores, okay? Just start at 13. Just start at 14.
Revelations 13, starting at 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
Hey, what are the means of the miracles that you're seeing? All right, you see these what are they called? Prosthetics? Yeah, robotic arms. Yeah. robotic prosthetics, and then Neuralink and what is it? Twitter without hands, right? Hey, you're quadriplegic, and here it is. You typing on Twitter with the command of your mind. All right, is that not a miracle? All right, is that not something that you can consider as a miracle? All right, self-spawning robots birthing other robots. That's a miracle. All right. What robotic organism has ever done that? All right. Hey, that's a miracle. Hey, a robot becoming a so-called self-aware. All right. That's considered what? A miracle. All right. These are all things that have happened, not are happening, have happened already. All right. God.
Proverbs 1 and 10, it says, "My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not." And I just brought that out because the first push of this MOTB, this implantable grain of rice, it's gonna be out there to try to persuade you to go get it. It's gonna have health benefits, allow you to do things, that other people in society can't do. It's gonna those miracles that it's gonna start speaking, man. Like the brother brought out the mechanical arms, the prosthetic limbs, or the pacemakers that tell you before you about to have a heart attack.
You can start your car.
They got a thing for diabetes. They got one of them for diabetes now. And they put in all this pharmaceuticals first, but then it's gonna be mandatory.
Right. Hey, here it is. Yeah, make a deaf person hear. Hey, no more hearing aids. No more batteries. All right. No more carrying your cell phone or losing anything.
Those are the benefits that you see firsthand because how diabetes, they gotta walk around with that belt on. It's a little insulin that they keep on squirting it in there. Auto inject themselves.
Right. So it's to cause you more convenience, so-called.
Less of a convenience to get it.
Right. Less of convenience, less of a hassle for you, a headache for the other stuff. Oh, I gotta remember my insulin, I gotta remember the needle, I ran out of needles, blah blah blah, etc.
They're trying to put that whole they're trying to put this whole cell phone, in your head, or make you that's that transhumanism. That's really what everything's been gearing up for.
Transhumanism, this whole techocracy.
Really, it's like Westworld, because there they could create fake people where they could just order everybody to do what they will. They have complete control over it. Well, in Westworld, they're like they live amongst robots. They killed off the majority of society and replicated them as robots.
Somebody said they're one of those representatives.
Probably those things. I know everybody said like Kanye clones,
whoever be clone or whatever, but they clone sheep. All right, that was already released in the news back in the 90s. All right, so you don't think this devil, being the devil that he is going to try humans? Come on now. All right, that's just speaking as a man. But if it's already happened with clone meat and so on and so forth, how much more? All right, for sheeple. All right.
Theories that there's like 4 or 5 different vitamins.
Right. Hey.
I don't know how true that is.
When they don't blink.
All right, go ahead.
saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image of the beast which had the wound by the sword and did live.
Hey, were wounded by the sword and did live. So that same Roman Empire, all right, that same empire that was here, all right, that was wounded by the sword is back again. Rome 2.0. All right, because all that whole system is back again. All right, through the plebeians and the patricians, the Democrats and the Republicans. All right, the House. All right, the Senate. All right, the Congress. All right, all that is here again. It's just reincarnated. History repeats itself. All right, and the wickedness of that wicked system, all right, has been reincarnated.
Right, just intensified.
Yeah, it just intensified. That's what I was looking for.
It just
amped up.
Yeah, and that's in second Esdras 15:4. Or no, second Esdras 9. For exceedingly wickedness, it polluted the whole earth.
15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Oh, hey, it is speaking loud and clear. All right, it is speaking loud and clear. All right, once again, that bill that was passed. All right, the everything that you're seeing in the subliminal messaging. Okay, everything that all these other countries are doing. All right, remember, it's called the New World Order. All right, not the new USA order. All right, it's worldwide. All right, what is this is that NWO. All right, that WrestleMania. All right, this is that WrestleMania. All right, it's coming to a country near you. Okay, slowly it was coming, but fastly approaching it.
What's the vintage?
Yeah, the vintage shall fade. Well, as we read earlier.
That's more so going into after this devil system goes down. But that's what these devils are trying to do themselves. They call it the Great Reset. But they
Want it to be like this.
right,
This is my idea.
exactly how they want it.
Hey, and through the will and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, hey, this devil is going to get where he needs to go, to the point he needs to get to, and then Yahweh is going to send Yahweh Shai back, all right, for that judgment, right, to put judgment on this devil for all the abominations and the atrocities that have reached unto heaven, all right, that have reached unto heaven. All right, go ahead.
16. And he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand and in their foreheads.
Small, great, rich, and poor. Hey, is Neuralink not behind your forehead? Is not this neural web, all right, put into your bloodstream? All right, in your bloodstream, is there not vessels behind your forehead? Do they not put it in the base of your skull? God. Hey, this is right. This is their very things. What is it? The digital wallet, all right? That is going to continue to allow you to only do your shopping and everything online, right? This is coming as it happened during the pandemic. All right, here it is. If you're not going to have the grain of rice pretty soon, you're not going to be able to receive anything, no benefits. All right, because therefore you're not a citizen. All right, if you're not bending to the will of this system, okay.
17. And that no man might buy or sell.
No man. All right, no man, woman, or child are going to be able to buy or sell unless they have this grain of rice. It doesn't matter how good you look. It doesn't matter how fat your ass is. Okay, you're gonna either have to get with a person who has something that is gonna look upon a woman's beauty or look upon a man's being handsome or whatever to be able to feed you. All right, and that's only gonna last for a while. Why? Because you're gonna be adverse to the system. All right, that's why they said they will round you up. Roughly paraphrasing scripture. Nobody escapes. All right, you will be persecuted for Yahweh Shai's namesake.
That's why they notice that a woman, during those times, a woman going, reverse, going back into being a commodity.
God. Hey, in a short time, Yahweh Shai, roughly paraphrasing scripture, these women are they're gonna get traded like baseball cards. Okay? Like baseball cards back in the 40s and 50s. All right? Hey, this was a hot commodity then. This is gonna be that hot commodity now. All right? No more than a possession. All right? This is how they're gonna be treated. All right? Because Yahweh Shai is not a respecter of persons, man, woman, or child. All right? Old or young. Okay?
Revelation 13 and 17, starting again. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is the wisdom. Let him that hath understand count the number of the beast, for it is the number of man, and his number is 666.
All right, so if you do not accept if you do not accept the clauses of Esau Edom's contract, all right, hey, here it is. You won't be able to do anything. It doesn't matter if you're LeBron James, Tyra Banks, Holly Berry, all right, Michael Jordan. You're not going to be able to move along on this in this system unless you do exactly what you're told.
Celebrities are gonna be the ones to get it first.
God.
They low level witches and warlocks.
Right.
They play out these
influencers.
Right. But they were the leaders that caused the rest of the nation to err because everybody looks up to them as an idol.
Right. Yeah,
right. Everybody that loves LeBron James. Oh, look what I can do, so I got a chip. But
I can duck now.
We done for half part. He could be.
Right.
Get two chips in his teeth. You got the commercial with Vince Carter when his shoes came out. He had the shocks on like he was jumping extra high. Everybody ran and got them. But now it might be a reality. Yeah. Springs in your leg.
Right. Hey, this is gonna be the miracles.
He might be get injured during the game
and it just
come back the next day.
Right. Hey, what is that? The Island. That's an old school movie, The Island. All right, here it is. Yeah, and the new one. All right, you broke his neck. All right, and then came back the next game. Was healed. All right, why? Because that goes into cloning and fixing. All right, got him on standby. Yeah.
Revelation 16:2 says in the first, I'm gonna read that one. It says, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of wrath of God Yahweh upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sword upon the men which had the MOT to the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image.
Noisome and grievous. All right, hey, this is that sewer is not gonna be something. It's not gonna be like, oh, I got paper cuts. All right, that shit's gonna be nasty. All right, it's I can't even.
It might be worse than than the jungle guns. I can't start saying that.
God.
It was Revelation 14 and verse 9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his charagma in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And that, you know, without mixture, you know, you're gonna get a straight shot. You know, a straight shot of 151.
This is that moonshine. That straight moonshine. 100 proof. You know? Hey, this is that moonshine you drink and you go blind. All right? Yahweh Shai is not playing. Okay? All these judgments will come forth. All right? And it's guaranteed to happen. All right? Yahweh Shai, once again, is going to make sure of it. All right? Let's get a couple more scripts and we'll go ahead and close out. Let's actually go to Isaiah. Let's go to 5 and 26.
Isaiah 5 and 26. And he will lift up an ensign to the nations from far, and will hasten to them from the end of the earth. And behold, they shall come with speed swiftly. It's Isaiah 5 and starting at 21. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight.
Right. Woe unto you that believe that you know better than Yahweh Shai. Woe unto you that lean upon your own understanding. And what is that woe? That woe is destruction. All right. Woe unto you.
Woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine, and the man of strength to mingle strong drink.
Woe unto you, hey, that are mighty. All right. What are those? All right. Those. Woe unto you, those strong, mighty nations. All right. Those nations who said they are strong. All right. It's saying basically, woe unto you, hey, America. All right. Woe unto you, Russia. All right. Woe unto you, China. All right. Woe unto all the earth. All right. Because Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to summon all nations. All right. Go ahead.
23. Which justifies the wicked for reward, and take away the righteousness of the righteous from him.
Hey, they justify the wicked. So woe to you that were confederate. All right. Confederate against the nation of Israel. And who was confederate against the nation of Israel? All you other nations. All right. All you other nations that are adverse to the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, all right, being in the position and in their heritage. All right. Woe unto you. All right. It is going to be a very dark day. Go ahead.
Therefore, as the fire devoureth the stubble, and the flame consumed the chaff, the chaff, so their root shall be as a rottenness, and their bosom shall go up as dust.
So Yahweh Shem Yahushua said, woe unto you, and woe to the destruction that is coming upon you. All right, the root of it. All right, especially Esau, Edom. All right, your root will no more exist after 1,000 years. All right, your branches will be cut off. All right, your bushes will be chopped down. You will be hewed and done away with and thrown into the fire. All right, but woe unto all of you, all right, that have devised wicked devices against the nation of Israel. Thus saith the Bible. All right, thus saith Yahweh Yahushua. Put you at what?
Because they have passed away the law of Yahweh Shem Yahushua of hosts, and displeased the word of the Holy One of Israel.
God, and woe unto the 2/3 of our nation for casting away the law. All right, and those who are adverse to the law. But chiefly, first and foremost, the 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Why? Because judgment will start in his house first. All right, judgment will start with Yahweh Shai judging and whipping his own people's ass. All right, because pursuant to Amos. All right, it's like it just slipped my mind. 3-1. He just said boom. 3-1. All right, he has loved you. All right, out of all the families of the earth, he has loved you. All right, so therefore, he's going to put his foot in your ass. All right, for being disobedient children. I don't give a fuck about the neighbor's kids. I give about mine. I care about mine and what belongs to me. Everybody else is secondary. All right, so since you messed up, I'm going to deal with you first. And that neighbor's kid, guess what? I'm going to get them. They got to go home to their parents first. All right, but I'm going to tell their parents, and then they're going to have to answer for it. All right? You're on 25.
Isaiah 5:25. Therefore is the anger of Yahweh kindled against his people, and he has stretched forth his hand against them, and has smitten them. And the hills did trouble, and their carcasses were torn in the midst of the streets. For all this his anger is not torn away, but his hand is stretched out still.
Stretch his hand out against his people, first and foremost. All right, for the disobedience. All right, this whole book is about two nations, Jacob and Esau. All right, Esau, Edom. All right, and Israel. All right, this is why being disobedient led you into destruction. All right, led you to being, to forget the name of your power. Yahweh Shai. Got these judgments to bring forth upon you, Israel. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the speckled birds whose father's line goes back. All right, it is you first. Everybody else is secondary unto you. All right? Everybody. Okay? Jump down, go to 13. Go to chapter, Isaiah chapter 13. And start at 6.
Isaiah 13:6. How ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
The day of the Lord is at hand. All right, the destruction is coming. All right, you have more brothers out on the highways and byways, all right, proclaiming the name of Yahweh Shai and proclaiming the end times. Just like you seen that crazy guy in the movie, the end is coming, the end is coming. All right, the end is here. All right, the end is here. We're about moments away in retrospect. All right, on the scene of 2,000 years ago, all right, when Yahweh Shai was on the scene, all right, the end started then. How much more now?
Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt, and they shall be afraid. Pain and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flame.
Here it is. You people are about to be scared. All right? We all gonna be scared. All right? But you have no protection. You don't understand the playbooks. All right? To you, it's just a bunch of X's and O's. All right? And X's and O's, that's the spirit. Because X's and O's is likened unto what? Hugs and kisses. All right? That you believe upon this Jeebus. All right? That is just here to deliver you with hugs and kisses. Death, famine, and destruction. All right? I'm going to kiss you with the sword. I'm going to starve you out. And then I'm going to kill your ass. All right? That's the love of Yahweh Shai for his own nation, first and foremost, to get right. Come.
you know, in Romans 13, you know, those going against the power that's put in their hands, you know, is you know, conscious, they're you know, wrong for their conscience sake, right? So when Yahushua is sent down to be that power of authority, you know, to replace the power of Esau Edom, hey, you 2/3, you know, and these other nations that were you know, confederate with Esau, along with Esau, right? Hey, they're facing flames. They're gonna be scared shitless. They're gonna be all scared dogs, you know,
It's a woman into man.
because of that fire, knowing that okay, you already say you're not gonna come back and meet you as a man. All right, so he gonna display that angelic power. All right, he gonna show you why you should have been afraid, you know, in the first place. I got a quick preach. This is Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and that day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch.
Burn you up as stubble. Shall not leave you root nor branch. So Yahushua is going to make sure that it is done away with. You're done, son. All right, ain't nothing left. All right, for the disobedience. All right, hey, what you have to look forward to, you other nations, is slavery. All right, the rest of you nations outside of the nation of Israel, you have to look forward to for 1,000 years is slavery. All right, and Esau, Edom, after 1,000 years, has the fire to look forward to. All right, round them all up and throw them all in the oven. All right, get rid of them. There's no need. All right. Hey, come. Continue on 13.
Isaiah 10:9, behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
Hey, the sinners. All right, who's the chief sinner? The chief sinner. All right, Esau, Edom. Well, I mean, Jake. All right, for the atrocities that he's committed, Jake has committed unto Yahushua. All right, but outside of his own people being disobedient, all right, they follow after who? His father, the devil. All right, John 8:44. All right, his people, Yahushua's people, following after the philosophy of Esau, Edom. Okay, it's this very thing that all these sins is reached up unto the heavens. All right, that bother and have bothered Yahushua. All right, that's why judgment must go forth. All right, for the atrocities that have been committed, for his people going off, and for what has been done to his name, first and foremost, and to his people, secondary. All right.
It's Amos 9:10. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say, the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us.
God. Hey, once again, those people, chiefly starting with Jake, because Jake is better at everything that Jake does. Better at wickedness, all right? He's better at being righteous, all right? He's better at technology making, advances in technology, right? Jake is the salt of earth, all right? He is the former of all things, okay? This is a historical heritage blessing, all right? That was passed down through the bloodline, all right? So your wickedness is exceeding the expectations, all right? A nation that has revolted and turned on itself 50 times over, more than Esau, Edom could ever did by themselves. All right, it's not just Esau, Edom killing Jake in the hood. It's Jake killing Jake in the hood. All right, and braggadocious about it. All right, it's not just Esau Edom sleeping with your woman. All right, it's Jake, your own brother, sleeping with your woman, your own father, your own mother, sleeping with your man. All right, all these abominations, all these atrocities, the wicked of the wickedness has, hey, Jake has exceeded.
Jeremiah 5:28. They are waxing fat, they shine, yea, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. They judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper, and the right of the needy do they not judge, right? So these 2/3 of our own nation, have done worse acts than the wicked themselves. All right, that have become better at being wicked, and doing wickedness than
American Gangster album says it the best. Where Beyonce says the gangster mentality created by the whites and mastered by the blacks. All right, hey, that's it. All right, created by the whites and mastered by the blacks. All right, which is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the speckled birds whose their father's line goes back. All right. God. Right. Hey, he's got all of it, but what did Jake do? Hey, Jake furthered it. All right, and you can't say that he didn't get better because so-called Negroes and Latinos, what has the cartel done? Okay, and being more exceedingly wicked at doing it. All right, but not only has the cartel has infiltrated what? The governments. All right, sitting in high positions and high seats in authority and took over the whole thing, not just some parts, the whole damn thing. Right. Yeah, I mean,
they took it, the Irish and the Italians, they suffered affliction too. And when they first came in, what's that, gangs of New York?
Yep. A lot of those go back to being Jakes.
Right, but the good thing about it is, going back to the Amos 9:10, hey, there's not going to be not one 2/3, that's going to survive, the return of Yahweh Shah, right?
They'll be hunted down, all right? Through the will and power of Yahweh Shai, will be hunted down.
Preachers turn into hunters, right? But that's not only for Esau and Edom,
right?
That's for everybody, for the wicked, because the wicked got to get terminated.
God, especially, hey, Yahweh Shai, roughly paraphrased scripture said, "Bring him before me and slay him before me." All right, bring that evil 2/3 ass nigga before me and slay him before me. All right. That and righteous recompense. All right, but that's it. Y'all brothers got anything else? Hey, with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. We want to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching, preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening, learning, and to the Bayasha Debadah, the house of David. To the next time, it's Men of Valor camp, we say Shalom, Wa Abal Babal.